What is up, ladies and gentlemen? We've got the last game of Wildcard weekend. We've got the Eagles heading into Tampa to play the Bucs, a team that nobody thought would be here, even though we pretty much got the same team, except we swapped out quarterbacks, Baker for probably the greatest of all time, Tom Brady. I'm a Dolphins fan, so it's tough for me to call Tom Brady to go, but we've got the Eagles on the road, favored by 2.5, and the total over under 43.
Yeah, really fun game here. Really kind of an ugly game here if you're looking at the way these teams are coming into the game. Well, obviously the NFC South being such a little bit of a crapshoot this year, and then the Eagles really, had it at 10-1 and finished the season 11-6. Really kind of stumbling to finish across the line here. And after taking that bad loss to the Giants, just really not feeling very good about themselves right now. They look very unconfident. They look like they're kind of questioning things a little bit. But at the same time, they're an extremely experienced team. They have a ton of talent, and I think this is a spot that I do want to play into the Philadelphia Eagles, kind of bouncing back a little bit here. I really do like this Bucs squad. They were kind of my favorite to win this division. I think I may have picked the Falcons preseason, but maybe after about weeks 5 or 6 or so, I kind of leaned into the Bucs trying to win this division. Mike Evans having another incredible season. Rashad White's a player I really like. Chris Godwin. Baker Mayfield is, nobody really thought Baker Mayfield would pan this out of his career. Let's be honest. He's really turned into a solid piece. And then that defense is really, not bad either. They're not awesome and they're not going to blow you away, but then they've got guys like Antoine Winfield Jr., who you never know could make a play at any time to change a game. So really fun game. Look for the Eagles to bounce back, but at the same time, they may have gone a little too far over the edge. I know you're a huge Eagles capper. I know you're a big Eagles supporter as well. So what are you thinking on this game?
First, quick shout out to Antoine Winfield, because if he doesn't stop DJ Chark from scoring, the Bucs might not even be in this game.
Right.
Because we saw the Bucs win 9-0. So Bucs, as you said, not coming in super hot. Eagles lost 5 of the last 6. So everybody's kind of down on these teams, which is why this game for me is taking one of the many great rock sayings. It doesn't matter what you think. Both these teams see that they're 4 games away from greatness, and the first game starts in Tampa. But as you mentioned, been really good on the Eagles this year. In a spreads competition, went 4-1 with them. So didn't use them heavily, but when I did, went really well. And I think this is the perfect Eagles spot. Numbers really low because they lost 5 of the last 6, and no team has won a playoff game since 2000, losing the last 5 of 6. But to that stat, how many of those teams are favored?
Right.
You don't really think any of them have been favored. We did see them, make the run to the Super Bowl and lead at halftime last year.
Yeah.
Now, what worries me is it looks like they have no faith in any play calls on offense or defense right now. It looks like everybody out there just does not believe in the call, and I don't know how to fix that. I was also kind of high on Nick Sirianni before last year, and I'm almost out on Nick Sirianni. So even me, who has been making a bunch of money with the Eagles, I'm still this is the perfect Eagles spot, and I don't know how much I can put on it.
Yeah, and it's like you said, it's more than just the 1-5 over the last 6 games. It's the eye test. It's the losing 24-3 at the Giants. It's losing to the Cardinals. It's losing to the Drew Lock Seahawks. It's not losing during the murderer's row. They handled that about as well as you could ask. For some odd reason, something that's fallen off here, and this team just doesn't look the same. And then, unfortunately, you get banged up last week. Jalen Hurts breaks a finger. A.J. Brown goes out. Devontae Smith's questionable. So a lot of key pieces for these guys are out. I'm sure all of them will play, but being a playoff game where it's going to be tough, that's going to weigh in on something for sure. I do think that they can scrounge out a victory here. I do think that I'll be betting Philly here. But you really are worried about this team, going fully, after riding such a high last year and carrying it over into this year, 10-1, you're really worried that after just 6 or 7 games, they could be completely done. And, you really don't want to see that out of a franchise. But like Ryan stated earlier, you don't know what you don't know what to think about Sirianni. You don't know what to think about these other coordinators, because that's why they're struggling a little bit, I think, is because of the new coordinators, and now you may have to go get some new guys. So it's a really tough spot to be in as Philly. They need to get the ship stabled. You come in here and you win and you beat a Bucs team, and then everything, can be washed away, because now you are moving on to the divisional round of the playoffs, and it's a whole new slate. So one game away from maybe sinking the ship, and also one game away from stabling everything. So extremely huge game for Philly, and it's really going to be fun and interesting to watch.
It is kind of wild. Like, we've seen, how quickly the Eagles can move on from coaches. So I don't want to bring this up, but it is a possibility if they lose. Like, Howie Roseman is quick to reshuffle.
Yeah.
He's also an awesome GM. I mean, we saw him start the downfall of the Tennessee Titans by getting A.J. Brown.
Yeah.
Like, pretty much forced them into a rebuild from having the head coach of the year, who's now fired. It's really like there's a ticking time bomb. And you can go ahead and defuse the bomb here by winning, and maybe everything turns around and all of a sudden one win could be all you need. Or it could be kind of like what happened to this team that was one half away from being Super Bowl champions last year.
Yep.
Was the last remaining undefeated team this year, because their game ended later than the 49ers loss. And then, got to like 10-1, 11-1, and we were just, or 10-1, and we were sitting there going like, there's nobody that can beat this team, because no matter what, whether they're down or up, they make the play when it matters and get the win. And then it looked like once it started coming off the rails, they just didn't know how to fix it.
Yeah.
So it's a very intriguing game. Obviously, if you bet the Eagles, you could be sitting there looking like an idiot. They just put out performance like they did against the Giants last week. But for me, I do like to back these spots when it's like, man, who in the world would ever take this Eagles team that's lost 5 out of 6 as a 2.5-point favorite? It's like, yeah, that'd be me. Now, to be fair, I'm also the guy that picked the Broncos this year when they lost 70-20 against the Dolphins. But we've had some good wins, too.
Yeah. So
this will not be the most entertaining game, but maybe the most intriguing game of the weekend.
Yeah. And it's just incredible, the roller coaster ride of being part of the Eagles right now. And it's just going to be, like you said, one win and everything could be resolved, but going to be very interesting. And like you said, it's a new season that starts in Tampa. So good luck to everybody playing this Wildcard weekend. I absolutely am stoked about it. I cannot believe how fast this football season has come and gone. But here we are, Wildcard weekend, ready for some awesome games. And hopefully this one, the last one of the weekend, go ahead and lives up and gives us something fun to watch.
And for all the fans and all the teams out there, your team is 4 wins away from greatness if you're playing this weekend.
Yes, sir.
There are 18 other teams that would love to be in your spot. There are 2 teams that are in a better spot. They only need 3 wins, but they would still take the 4 wins and you achieve all your goals.
Yep.
So no matter what anybody has said or how the season's gone, hey, 4 wins in a row and you're Super Bowl champs.
Yes, sir.
And once again, if you enjoy the content, go ahead. 3 free ways to support us. Like, comment, subscribe. Interaction boosts the algorithm, helps us know what you want to watch, and everybody have a wonderful day.